I'm debating getting another drink of tea, but I'm like, I really don't want to burn my mouth.
I'm going to blow on it first.
There we go. Got it. Yeah, my throat was just really scratchy when I woke up this morning, so I thought, better get some tea going. But I had to make it like 30 minutes ahead of when I wanted to drink it, so it wasn't like going to scald my mouth.
Okay, you think your mouth's just not conditioned to the hot beverage?
That, and I think our kettle, it's really, really hot water.
Okay.
It's an electric kettle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got an electric kettle that has a bunch of different temperatures on it. Have I talked to you about that? Yeah, it lets you move between temperatures. Like, I think it may go as low as 165, then like 175, 85, 200, 212, because different teas require different temperature levels. Typically, the lighter the tea, the cooler you want the water to be. It's like green tea, you want to steep at a lower temperature than black tea, and white tea at a lower temperature still. And if you get loose leaf tea, I think from most places, I use Upton tea. I think we've talked about that before. They'll give you directions, like how long you're supposed to steep and at what temperature. So, yeah, a few years ago, I spent a lot of money on a fancy electric kettle that allows you to tell it specific temperatures.
I was going to say, mine has an on and off button and an open and close button. And I'm doing green tea right now, so it is not a cooler temperature like you just said it should be. It is piping hot. Plus, I've got one of those insulated cups. Yeah. So I feel like that keeps it hotter longer. So I just have to make the tea and let it sit.
That's normally a good thing that it keeps it hotter longer, but yeah.
Right. Yeah. But taking advice from Matt, I'm doing some hot tea for my itchy throat instead of guzzling my ice cold water in the morning.
You thought about adding honey to it or something like that?
I'm not a honey fan. If I added anything, I'd add lemon to it, but I don't have any lemon.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not a honey fan. I could make it Irish tea. That would help, right?
Irish meaning with booze in it, or is there a different...
Yes.
Okay. Hey, it could make the show pretty interesting.
I have Irish hot chocolate for dessert some nights.
Yum.
Yes. A little bit of whipped cream, a little bit of caramel on top. It is a dessert.
Yeah, that Irish coffee too late at night. You know, you're buzzing on alcohol and caffeine before you try to fall asleep. That can make for interesting dreams.
That can, yeah. Or it doesn't put you to sleepy time like you thought it would because of the caffeine.
Speaking of which, have you had any dreams about Patrick Mahomes recently?
No, but I had a dream about Alec Baldwin.
Really?
Yeah.
Of all people.
Real weird, right? I haven't been watching 30 Rock. I haven't been watching The Hunt for the Red October. I have not seen Alec Baldwin in anything recently, but I had a really weird dream about Alec Baldwin. Like we were friends, but he wasn't famous, but he was because he had all this money and somebody was trying to get to him. So I had to help him. It was very weird. Huh? Alec Baldwin. Who knew?
Yeah, Hunt for Red October is a great movie, by the way. Just a brief aside there. That'd be a good one to dream about.
I've never seen it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, damn, Kate.
I know. There's a lot of movies that were really good in the 80s, Matt, like when we were kids, that I probably should have got caught up on as I was old enough to see it. And I was just like, nah, I just haven't seen it yet.
Oh, yeah, you definitely got to watch that one so you can see, well, I guess in Beetlejuice. You saw Beetlejuice, right?
I saw Beetlejuice, yeah.
Okay. That Alec Baldwin's one of these people whose head has gotten exponentially larger as he's aged. Almost as if he's got HGH, human growth hormone or something. Doesn't it seem like he's inflated in size, his body and his head a little bit?
Well, I feel like that has to do a lot with his popularity as an actor, right?
Oh, okay.
He got to eat better, so his body got bigger. And then he's a much better actor, so his head got bigger. I don't know.
Figuratively and literally?
Yes. But what does that have to do with Beetlejuice?
Oh, because Alec Baldwin that was out about the same time as Hunt for Red October, I think. And so that was Alec Baldwin before he got all plumped up.
Okay.
And so that's what I was going to say. You should watch Hunt for Red October. That way you could see Alec Baldwin back...
Before big.
Yeah, before he got all bloated.
I thought you were going to tell me that there was some sort of nod to Hunt for Red October in Beetlejuice, and I was like, I didn't see it. I didn't catch it. What do I need to see?
You do need to watch Hunt for Red October. You need to solve that one pretty soon. That's a fantastic film. Great cast.
I'll have to look for that.
Got Sean Connery in there.
I was going to say Sean Connery.
Got
right?
Sam Neill.
Oh, and Sam Neill.
Sam Neill's like a supporting character. He's just to kind of illustrate. James Earl Jones is in it.
Oh man.
Yeah, come on, Kate.
And that's a Jack Ryan one, isn't it?
Yes.
Okay. Do you like any of the other Jack Ryans?
Oh, remind me. The other ones are Harrison Ford as Jack Ryan. Is that right?
Yeah.
And then there's John Krasinski as Jack Ryan.
John Krasinski is Jack Ryan in the series, the Amazon series. I think Ben Affleck is a Jack Ryan.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds familiar.
Yeah. I have not seen the Jack Ryan movies as much as I've seen the John Krasinski, Jack Ryan series on Amazon. And both series are pretty good, I thought.
Trying to remember...
Both seasons, I should say.
What other movies there were? Like Patriot Games or something like that?
Was that... Yeah. Harrison Ford, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Jack Ryan movies.
And I can't tell you what Ben Affleck is, but I have that in my brain somewhere that he's Jack Ryan also.
So Hunt for Red October, 1990, Patriot Games, 92, and Clear and Present Danger, 94. Those two were Harrison Ford.
Okay.
Then Ben Affleck, Sum of All Fears, and then Chris Pine, Jack Ryan's Shadow Recruit.
Yes.
In 2014.
And I did see that one. I saw the Chris Pine one with Keira Knightley and Kevin Costner. Kevin Costner plays his handler.
And?
Yeah. I liked it. I kind of like those action movies that aren't super gory, if that makes sense. I don't do gore very well, but I really like action.
Yeah.
Yeah. With a good storyline, I say, sure, blow up everything that you want and get in all the fights you want, but make sure there's a good storyline.
I was going to say, is Die Hard a good example?
Yeah. But that's not one I watch all the time. I
mean, as far as treading the line between gore and action.
I think so. Yeah, I think that's a good one. My brother just got a Die Hard coloring book for Christmas.
What?
Yeah. We had Christmas last weekend over Zoom, and my sister gave my youngest brother a Die Hard coloring book, and it's scenes from the movie. And she gave him a box of crowns because she was pretty sure he wouldn't have any of those on hand.
Right.
And Die Hard coloring book.
Oh, that's fantastic.
So he can unwind.
So how did you guys do that? Did you mail each other gifts and you had to wait until the Zoom meeting or what?
Yeah, we all shipped presents. And then on Saturday, we all got on Zoom and we opened presents. And we did it one by one, youngest to the oldest.
How fun.
Which took a long time. Yeah, it was. It was not normal. It was not what we wanted, but we were pretty safe about it, and we got to open presents, and so that was fun. The girls, it was fun to have another Christmas, I guess. They were pretty bummed they couldn't hang out with their cousins, but I think they're not getting used to it, but they're used to our canned answer of like, got to keep everybody safe, and at least we still get to do Christmas.
Christmas once a month for the rest of time, please.
Right. Let's open presents.
So how long can you go on Zoom now? I thought Zoom had like a 45-minute cap for the free version.
We used my brother's corporate account.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
There's a pro move right there.
Right. Yeah, so we were able to be on for quite some time. And, we had some technical difficulties, and we were trying to get it hooked up. Like, how do we put it on our TV versus on the iPad? But it turned out okay.
So you did or did not succeed in getting it on your TV?
We didn't. We just had the iPad.
Oh.
I know. Wah.
Wah, wah.
Wah, wah. Yep. But it was Christmas, so we had snacks, and the girls weren't in their pajamas like normal because they had basketball games. But, we tried to get all cozy and have some snacks.
How'd you do snacks? Did you guys ship snacks to each other? Or was each household responsible for their own snacks?
Each household was responsible for feeding themselves, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but I had some pretzels and some cookies, and so We had little snacks while we opened. But yeah, it was just weird.
Yeah.
It was good, Matt. Like, I want to stay positive about it. I do, because it could have been worse. I love gift giving. I love seeing people's faces. And because I knew what we were doing for gift giving, I felt like my gifts this year kind of fell a little flat. So it was just kind of like, I know you're going to like, I got a lot of gift cards this year.
Oh.
But I hate giving gift cards. So I tried to give gift cards with something. So I got each of my siblings and my mom, I got them all a gift card to a restaurant that I know that they will use. And then I tried to get them something like my nieces who are in high school and college, I got them all like cute little zipper bags, and I tucked the gift card in there. And I don't know. It just, my gift giving fell flat this year. So it's the thought that counts, right?
When you say it fell flat, you mean their responses were flat, or you're just judging yourself?
Totally judging myself.
Okay. That's probably
fine. I get excited to see people's reactions for the gifts that I got them. And this year I was kind of like, I don't even, it's fine. It's a gift card. It's fine. You'll like it. You'll use it. Wah. So I'm like, I spent all season long looking for the perfect thing just for you. And here it is. And now open it and, smile and tell me that you love it and you wanted something like it. Instead, it was like, oh, good. Now we can all go to blah, blah, blah. Like, bah.
Gritting teeth emoji.
Totally gritting teeth emoji. Totally. I was very underwhelmed. I was very underwhelmed with my gift giving.
Underwhelmed by yourself.
By myself.
That's a bummer.
By myself.
It's typically ourselves that we let down, I doubt the other people. I doubt your family was like, oh, Kate kind of blew it this year, huh? Yeah, no kidding.
Well, I left the Zoom first, so maybe they did.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Was that a tough move to leave Zoom first?
Yeah, but it was starting to snow and we still had one more thing to do during the day. So it's kind of like, okay, we got to go do this before it gets nasty. Talk to you later. Love you. And then they were probably like, thank God she's gone. I can hear my brother saying that. Maybe not my mom or my sister, but my brother for sure.
Like literally saying it out loud?
No. Yeah, mostly sarcastic. My youngest brother, Patrick, he's super sarcastic, but there's always like a level of like, you're not being that sarcastic. You really mean that, don't you? There's always a shred of honesty in his sarcasm.
Yeah. Yeah.
That people who don't know him will be like, oh man, that was really sarcastic. And people who know him like, you're for real, aren't you?
I feel that. Yeah, I feel like I can be like that.
I was going to say, is that you too, Matt? Is there a shred?
I've tried to cut out sarcasm as I've gotten older, but
What? Have you really?
Yeah, well, for one thing, I read once upon a time that kids below a certain age really can't process sarcasm.
Right.
And this is a family radio show, so I don't want to use sarcasm on the air, really.
I was about to say, Matt, you talking to a lot of kids these days?
No, it's just this family radio show, Kate.
Family radio. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know.
I don't know if I could.
I'm sure I fail. I'm sure I am still plenty sarcastic, but...
No, but trying, making a conscious effort to not be as sarcastic. That's what I'm like, what?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm fairly certain I used to drip with sarcasm, You could just see it hanging off me when I entered a room. Oh, here comes this guy.
Now what's dripping off you?
What's dripping off me now? That's a good question, Kate.
Yeah.
A lot of boring is dripping off me. I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Meh.
A lot of meh. A lot of and like
Oh, that's too funny.
The various different noises that come out of me. So.
A lot of wah-wah.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Matt, you are usually super on it when it comes to technology and websites that can make your life more helpful, that can help your life versus, be a time suck like the websites that I'm used to. So I'm going to ask you about a few websites to see if you have heard of them and if you use these in your everyday life.
Okay.
Okay?
What you got?
Have you heard of wornontv.net?
Wornontv.net. No, I'm not familiar with that.
Okay. It would surprise me if you were, but I thought I'd lead with it. If someone in a show is wearing an outfit that you really like, you can search wornontv.net and find out where they got the items in the outfit.
Wow, they have a pretty extensive... wornontv.net, I'm going here now. They have a pretty extensive library. Latest outfits. Interesting.
Yeah. Because I'll find that I'm watching something like, ooh, I love that sweater. And then I'll look for something kind of similar to it, but you can find out what outfit, what designer, where you can get it.
This makes sense that the most recent ones look like they're from daytime talk shows. So they actually do kind of, I guess, update while the day moves. Interesting.
There you go.
Or by TV show in general. I guess a certain of these shows, like Riverdale, Emily in Paris, the bold type, I'm just going across the top of this website, are more known for their fashion.
I think so.
Fashion chops.
Find anything you like?
Well, I'm looking at the Batwoman page right now, and I think I'd look good in that sweater that she's rocking.
There you go.
Yeah. Get the impression this is mostly a female-centric website.
Maybe, but, maybe not.
All right, I dig it. It's smart.
Okay.
It's a good idea.
Okay. And, we were talking about movies that you have to see that you haven't seen before. Specifically, I need to see Hunt for the Red October. And so I need to go find where I can watch it. So I need to go to justwatch.com. So at justwatch.com, you enter a movie or show, and it tells you the streaming platforms that are currently playing it. So you don't have to buy it. You can find out, okay, it's on this platform. And then you can say, Matt, let me borrow your password.
Gotcha. I think Can I Stream It was a similar website that does that as well. So that's handy, yeah.
Justwatch.com.
I don't recognize any of these actresses in Days of Our Lives, by the way. I still got wornontv.net open in another tab.
Yeah, I don't know that you will unless, is Marlena still on there? But I don't think you're going to want her fashion sense for a 70-plus-year-old woman. Maybe.
Kate's still on. Or Hope, I should say. Hope is the one I recognize.
Hope?
Hope, yeah.
Okay.
There's Hope. Yeah. Yeah, Hope's got good style.
Gosh, she's got to be like 50-something.
Yeah, she looks great.
Bo and Hope.
Good old Bo and Hope.
Back in the day.
Yeah. All right, so far we have wornontv.net, a place you go to see where can I get those clothes that were worn by people from a show. We have justwatch.com. That allows you to see if maybe you've got a streaming service to show you the movie you're looking for.
Yes. And then windowswap.com. I think this is really interesting. This is if you're sick of looking out your own window, there's a website that lets you look out other people's windows all over the world. All over the world. So if you're like, I want to look out a window right now in Italy, windowswap.com and search Italy.
All right. Yes, that's very useful.
Right?
Enhance your life with video of out someone else's window.
Especially if you don't have a view, if you're looking at another building next to you or another, side of a house. You can say, I want a rooftop or I want a, high-rise view.
You can get really creative. I mean, you can get TVs for pretty cheap, and you can even get a little small computer for pretty cheap, like one of those Raspberry Pis, and you can just put that thing on the wall, and then that can be your window.
That would be cool, Matt.
So there you go.
That would be cool. That is windowswap.com. Now, futureme.org. Okay. What do you think that's about?
Futureme.org. My guess is you enter in a bunch of the things that you do, like what you eat, if you smoke cigarettes and things like that, and how old you'll live to.
Futureme.org lets you send yourself an email 1 year in the future, or even farther out if you want. And some people use it to help them stick to long-term goals. And some people say writing to their future self is just therapeutic.
Huh. Interesting.
So if you could write a letter to you, futureme.org, you can send an email to yourself in the future.
Yeah, by default, they have 1 year, 3 years, 5 years, but then you can choose the date.
Yeah.
And it lets me scroll all the way down out to the year 2071.
Whoa.
So you could write a letter to yourself 50 years from now. And I tell you what, email's been pretty durable. Email's it has legs, like we say,
I was just going to ask, do you think email's still going to be around?
Yes. Yes, I think so. It's so handy, it's so easy to file away, and I sure hope so. I'll be pretty disappointed if I send if I try to send myself a message in the year 2071 right now, only to have it never show up because email goes away. That'd be devastating.
Devastating. Why did I do that 50 years ago? And what if you figure it out like 20 years into the process? Well, how do I save that email? Because I'm not going to have email.
They have a for teachers area.
Oh.
Create a letters to the future experience tailored for your students.
That's
Use your
cute.
K through 12 school email for a discount. Just $19 per year for up to 200 students.
Now, see, I think that'd be cool if you set up an email for your kid when they're kind of small, and then you could have all their emails on their birthday for like 18 years. I think that's a cute idea.
Yeah.
You'd have to keep an email address for them, obviously, but like today's your 5th birthday and you love My Little Pony. And you said this funniest thing about spaghetti the other day. You know, like instead of what baby books, I guess, this could be like a little digital time capsule.
So there we go. Some websites from Kate.
Yeah. Matt.
Yes, Kate.
Have you ever sent out a friend request and like anxiously awaited their confirmation?
In fact, Kate, I believe I still have a pending friend request for someone that works, I've never met him in real life, but works for our company, and I've been disappointed that he hasn't accepted it yet.
Oh, no.
I'm curious if it just got lost in the shuffle or what.
Okay. Well, that's interesting because this is a coworker situation. This guy in North Dakota sent a friend request to a coworker, and the coworker did not confirm the friendship. And then he said, listen, I want to be friends with you on Facebook. And the guy's like, I'm not friends with people I work with, so it's cool. And then the guy who sent the friend request ended up being laid off from the company. So he sent another message saying, hey, we don't work together anymore. Accept my friend request. Nothing. So then he sent him another email and it said, accept my friend request or I'm going to murder you.
All right.
Right? It gets better. The day after Christmas, that guy went to his house, kicked in the front door. They called 911 and he was arrested for burglary and terrorizing. So he meant it. Like, you accept my friend request or I'm going to murder you.
Yikes.
I don't think that's a way to make friends.
Yeah, see, it's just another example of why to never be on Facebook.
Right? I just don't think it's a good way. Like, even having the conversation, like, why didn't you accept my friend request? I don't think that's going about it the right way. And hey, dude, I'm just, I'm not Facebook friends with people I work with. That should be enough.
Yeah, I would think so.
Right?
Yeah, there have been times where I'm like, man, the fact I'm friends with a whole bunch of people in our company, including big bosses within our company, that will prevent me from putting a lot of things in here.
I agree. I always think it's weird. I'm not a big friend requester. There's a couple that I've friend requested.
Oh, people need to come to you? Is that what you're saying?
Kind of. Not people need to. People
Kate.
do. People come to me. But like people in our company, Matt, that, I email a lot but have never met. Like, I'm like, I don't know if I'm going to friend request because I don't really know them. I just have a professional. But when they friend request you, you're like, oh, yeah,
that's
better.
Fair.
Or I don't know. Like, especially when some of the big bosses request you, you're like, are they requesting me because they've heard I said something and now they want to check it out for them? I don't know. I think I am friends with a lot of the big bosses, though. So,
yeah,
that's not a brag. That's I got to keep my stuff in line.
Now, me too. Yes, me too. In general, even though I don't really post too much to my personal Facebook.
I mean, by posting, like, I don't post any sensational things by any means, but like sometimes you run the risk of being judged whenever you post something personal. You run the risk of being judged whenever you post anything. But like if I posted something about the kids and like what I would think is a funny moment, is it going to be judged as like, oh my gosh, she's a horrible mom?
Right.
And I also think about that as like my bosses, or they're like, oh my gosh,
child abuse. She's
a horrible mom. Not so much child abuse, but for an example, when my kids were little, like less than 2 and 4. So 1 and 3, let's say this. My 1-year-old was getting really good at climbing on things. And I'm in the kitchen and I'm making dinner. And I can see that she is trying to climb up onto a dining chair. And I'm like, okay, I can see her. She can get into the dining, onto the chair. Like, I get into the fridge for 2 seconds and I close the door and she is on top of the dining table. And instead of getting the child down off the dining table, I take a picture of her on the dining table. Like, this is what happens. And I had one of my colleagues say, I was really surprised that you took the picture before you put the baby down, or why weren't you watching the baby? Don't you have tile floors or something like that? I was like,
oh my gosh.
Okay.
Don't you have tile floors?
Like, yeah.
They're all cartilage at that age. They're fine.
I know. I just was like, well, I thought it was kind of funny, kind of like, oh my gosh.
I was going to say, it's not hygienic to have a baby all over the place you eat.
I know. Especially when she was climbing all over the floor and on her knees and big old diaper butt on the table. Yeah. So I do, now that the girls are older, they're not climbing on the dining table, but.
Oh, they grew up so fast.
I know. We've talked about the mermaid, Shathid, right?
What?
We haven't talked about Shathid.
No. Shathid, the mermaid?
Shathid, the mermaid.
No, I am not familiar with Shathid, the mermaid. We have not talked about this, I'm fairly certain.
Elliot last year drew a mermaid, and it was a very good drawing of a mermaid, but she wrote Shathid on the paper, and I said, what? And she's like, that's her name, Shathid. Now let's think about how Shathid would be spelled, Matt.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And I'm like, Elliot.
Shathid. Yeah.
And then Finley's like, Elliot, you just wrote the word.
Head.
And she's like, no, her name is Shathid. And I'm like, okay, this is a beautiful mermaid. You can never turn that in at school. You can't write that word.
That's fantastic.
In any of your homework.
Where do you think she got that name from? Or had she actually seen that written down somewhere? I was like, ooh, that's a pretty name.
Nope. Okay, so I know when I was a kid, there was a joke, and the punchline was Shathid, but I don't even know what the joke was.
What?
So I know that she would never have heard me say it because I can't even remember the joke. But she said that she has never heard that before, but she thought it sounded like a pretty name.
Oh, kids.
Yeah.
That's great.
But I had one of my hardest parenting moments, Matt, where I'm like, tears are falling down my cheeks, and I'm trying to explain that, this is something that we don't say at school, and we don't write that, and she was absolutely clueless.
Tears of laughter, I assume you weren't weeping, right?
Tears of laughter. Like, okay. It was laughter, and it was tears of pain trying to keep it together. To have a very, serious parenting moment over a mermaid named Shathid.
Shathid the mermaid. That is a lovely sounding name. Guess if you spelled it with an A, well, no. That's still kind of... with a U. With a U, maybe.
Instead of an I, yeah.
Instead of an I.
Shathid.
Yeah, an A doesn't work either. Yeah. Shathid. Great.
Yeah. So it's on the fridge.
How old was she when she drew this?
Last year. 8.
Okay.
8 years old.
Fantastic.
Yeah. Yeah. So you worry about people, judging your parenting.
Yeah, you didn't share that one to Facebook?
I did.
You did? Oh.
I did share that.
Okay.
I didn't get any snark back on that. I only got funny comments, but people not commenting or just scrolling by be like, geez, what a horrible parent.
Yeah, sounds about right. Oh, that social media.
Oh, social media.
Sounded so old right there. Oh, that social media, Kate. Oh my God, what's it doing?
It's so fun. If you would have said, that book face or the book of faces or...
Oh, right.
What do they call it?
Oh, that Facebook's.
Oh, that Facebook's.
Faces book or something like that. I don't know, I'm trying to think of what some older person might say when first confronted with the idea of Facebook. Faces book.
Boy.
Tell you what, the average age of people on Facebook sure has skyrocketed, it seems.
It has. And I think it's great that there are other generations that are embracing it, trying to connect with more people, especially in current times. What
do you mean, embracing Facebook or just other social media?
Yeah, social media, because I have gotten a lot of requests from people that I know that are of an older generation that they're, trying to stay connected to. So,
oh, I see. See, I was saying more that there was flight from young people, and thus I'm just seeing the average age of people actually posting things go up as a result. But maybe that's it instead. Huh. Interesting.
Yeah, maybe.
You ever hear the deal where it's like Facebook is how you want the world to see you, and then Twitter is how you actually are? You ever heard that one?
I think you told me that one, and it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Facebook is the really clean pantry and laundry room and the kids smiling, and Twitter is, I'm going to burn this place to the ground, right?
Oh, I thought you were going to say the toilet.
No.
That's where you do some nasty business.
Oh my gosh.